Welcome to my market update video. I'm going to talk about the price of Bitcoin, which is free falling. So we're going to talk about the trend line that have broken and a new count that I had to establish since the old count is not anymore valid. So I have to go to an alternate count and we are going to take a look at that. I'm also going to show you an app on my phone which predicts the price of Bitcoin. So we'll look into that too. But first, I'm going to start with my tweets. As always, there should not be a lot since I have done a video not long ago, and I don't think that I tweeted too much. But I'm going to start with the tweets, and then we jump into the price. First, let's look at my disclaimer. So you should see my disclaimer right now. That's the English version of my disclaimer. Please read it. And if you're interested in my services, I do one-on-one to help you, to teach you, to guide you through the markets. And I have right now a special offer, a 60% discount offer, if you are interested. If not, you can book me only for 1 hour if you only need a little help. If you need more help, then go to the 60% discount offer. That's for the English version. The same goes for French. Here's my French disclaimer. And the same goes in German too. Here's my German disclaimer. I speak all those 3 languages fluently. So if you need help in those different languages and want to speak French or German, that's fine with me. And now we are going to look at my tweets. So that's what's the last tweet I did. It was a reply to Peter Joseph. Peter Joseph said, BTC is the same garbage when it comes to investment. So he was criticizing investment, the stock market. And I said, yes, the stock market is a rich people game, but BTC is fresh air, is something new, okay? And he is answering that BTC is the same garbage when it comes to investment. I do not agree. However, here's my reply to him. How about a discussion called Trader vs. Activist, since Peter Joseph is known as an activist? You win easily because I plead for an RBE. An RBE is a resource-based economy. You are the personality that I admire most. However, on minor details like BTC and politics, my opinion is different from yours. So BTC, we just talked a little about it. My opinion diverges from his. And politics, he's a lefty. So he's a victim of our culture. So he believes in lefty politics a little. Well, too much for me, in my opinion. So I will take some distance from him regarding BTC and politics. However, on the baseline, I'm on the same level as he is, since I plead for the same thing, which is a research-based economy. And there should be a second part of that tweet. Let's see if I can get it. That's part 1. It would be an honor for me to speak to you during a brief interview. Let me know if you are interested. Regards. So I don't know if he will read it and get my reply, but if he does and he schedules an interview with me, that would be very nice. But I doubt that it will happen. Anyways, I'm proposing, you never know, but there's nothing I can do. If you are of some kind of interest in the market or otherwise, if you have opinions that are worth taking a look at, let me know and maybe I'll schedule an interview with you. Just tell me who you are and what you would like to talk about. And if I find it interesting, then I would give you some time. We can talk about it during an interview that takes half an hour or 1 hour to talk. That will be publicized. But the subject must be interesting. I mean, it's normal that I give an interview to Peter Joseph, and I will give an interview to you, but you have to be of some kind of interest. If you are not, there's no point of in me talking to you. And then here was the link for the statistic to the coronavirus. So we can take a look at the page, just in case you never did. So that's the page and the cases. There are a lot of cases right now popping up everywhere. I maybe will get a mask for where I live, because you never know. Things are not looking that good. Numbers are skyrocketing. In Asia, in Europe, they're skyrocketing too. And the United States for now looks a little spared. But it's not looking good anyways. And maybe I will have to wear a mask where I live. We will see. Then here was a reply to an economist, Philippe Herland, and I said, remove the cash to be able to impose a negative rate of 5%, as if there were not enough taxes like this. We have to add a new one. So a negative interest rate of 5% is just one more tax burden for us. So it's, but for BTC it should be good, but it's a really bad idea. But that's what they tried to do. So I replied to him, and now let's see. Here I talked about the cases. I said 229 cases, but we are already at 500, I think close to 500. I just showed you the number in Italy. So that's not good. And as you can see, supermarkets are empty. Watch the video if you're interested in it. Here is Bitcoin vs gold. So just that Bitcoin is not is of course giving a much more interesting return on investment. And that was my reply to Peter Joseph we just talked about. And it was, the stock market is a rich person's game, with the public doped into putting their savings into it via propaganda. For the stock market, you are right. However, Bitcoin is a breath of free air. That was my reply, and he answered me. We just talked about that. Rational, clean, and grounded thought. It sounds good, better than what we have. And that was also a reply to Peter Joseph, who said that he's advocating for a rational, clean, and grounded thought. I think he's talking about an RBE without saying it. And here one more reply to Peter Joseph. Actually, I replied a lot to Peter Joseph because he's one of the most interesting persons out there. That's why I reply a lot to him. One thing is voluntary, if you are free to do or not to do. If you have to perform the act, it is an obligation. So it's not voluntary for you to go into the supermarket and buy food. You have to eat. If you do not eat, you cannot. So you have no choice but to go to the supermarket and buy food. You have no choice then to wear clothes if you don't want to be cold, or if you don't want that the police arrest you. You have no choice but to rent a place or own a place. And that's an obligation. It's not a free act as I define it. A free act is something you do voluntarily, and something you may not do if you do not wish to do it. But if you have to do it, it's not a free act. So that was a reply to Peter Joseph. And here I replied to Jimmy Song. I said, one of the reasons why people don't buy Bitcoin is also due to laziness. It takes some effort and they don't want to provide it. And here I replied to Willy Woo, and I said, well, Willy Woo, you are the real dreamer, for real. And it was because he thinks that America is open source. which to me is a joke. Here one more reply to Peter Joseph. I said, robocalls are a huge epidemic to me. Every number on every one of my phone lines is automatically blocked. I only call back people that I know. And yes, the robocalls are the worst to me. One more to Peter Joseph. Extremely polluting human behavior. We talk about trade all the time, but we still don't understand production and recycling. And it was because he talked something about to land files, as you can see here. So he talked about the huge waste that our system produces, and I replied to that comment. And that was my last market update video. So now we have looked over my tweets, and I can now jump into, we can now jump into the markets. As you can see, Bitcoin is free falling right now. Not even 8.6K did hold. But from a monthly perspective, nothing has changed. However, we are low, extremely low, because I expected wave 3 to end here, up here, at 27, at 30K actually. And we are far, we are extremely, extremely, extremely low. I thought we would be much higher by now from the monthly perspective, but still the monthly perspective holds for now. So I still believe that we had one wave, wave 1, that we have a huge correction as we normally don't get. And we should have started wave 3 right now, but it is not as impulsive as I would like it to be. So it's quite messy, and that's a little worrisome. So I don't care about the price stop, even if I will get stop out if we keep dropping like this, but I don't care about that. I do care, however, about the market being taking such a huge time to correct. Look, it was very short. The correction here was very short. The correction here was also very short. And now you get that huge, painful, long the correction. And then you get an extremely messy uptrend, which is not normal. If you look into the weekly time frame, you see the huge drop we have this week, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And if we move on to the next time frame, which I don't know why, normally it says 2 days up here, but it does not anymore. TradingView changed it. Now it is 2 days. It's the 2-day chart, and you see the huge drop we had. So if that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we are now correcting ABC, and the ABC correction could go actually up to here, which would be at 8.2K. So I'm going to talk about the app that I want to show you for the price, but only later. And because there's a chart I want to show you. In order to make the app work, we have to look at the chart that will be coming up very soon. So that's what I'm expecting now, an ABC correction, and then a new impulsive wave. Here you get the same on the 1-day chart, I think. And yes, it's the 1-day chart. And as you can see, we are now correcting. So that could be an A, B, and we could be forming wave C right now. That would be a great intersection for wave 2 to pick up, to end. Because if it does, well, we took quite, I think, I want to say the same time correcting then rising, but I'm not sure about that. I need to take a look at my different charts to show you that. So if we take a look at the Fibonacci retracement time indicator, it would be only 1.5. Actually, here it would only be 1.5. It would be, so the correction could be even longer. The correction could be up to here, because then it would be, then it would have taken the same time correcting then rising. So let's leave it like this for now. But since we already dropped a lot, maybe we won't drop anymore. We'll see. I mean, not more than 82K, not more than that horizontal line, which is the 61 Fib retracement. Here we look at the 6-hour chart, and the 6-hour chart is the same thing. So I put the end of the wave correction there, and I put a Fib level here. That Fib level now did not hold. It was 61 if the wave started here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually just the only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave that I'm quite sure about. So now the important level to watch is this one. It's the start. It's 8.2K. Will 8.2K hold or not? If it does not hold, I will have to relabel this. This cannot be labeled a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correction anymore. Probably not. And I will have to go for an alternate count. But right now it is still holding, but we have no more Fib support level down here. I mean, wave 2 can retrace up to 99% of the first wave. So if that's wave 1, then this here is wave 2. And wave 2 can retrace up to 99%. So let's see what happens if we get the correction. The correction should stop here, because then it would have taken the same time correcting then rising, which is quite normal. It can stop a little sooner or a little later, but around here is to be expected. So the 8.2, 12, 19 is an extremely important level to me. If that does not hold, I will have to look into charts and maybe relabel it, go for an alternate count. It would not look good if that does not hold. Here we have some trend lines. I liked it when we were above. Unfortunately, we are not anymore. So that's simply the case. There's nothing I can do about that. Well, if we go back, I expect this downtrend line to hold in every case. So I don't expect us to go below 6K. I don't expect us to go below 6K since the trend line is here. And normally it even stops before we touch. So I'm expecting us here to stop also before we touch, in the middle actually. So I don't expect us to go much lower in every case. I think we will hit the bottom soon. Here we have some EMAs and they are still bullish, positive. Here we are positive on the Fib. We are positive on this one too, but not looking so good anymore. It was great when we were up here because we could have moved all the Fibs up, but instead of doing that, we dropped. Here you have some Fib levels. Here's the 61 Fib level to this one, and it should hold, in my opinion. Here, that Fib level for now is holding, which is great. please look at my pointer, because if I say that, for example, it's always where I'm pointing, okay? Here the low and the high, and now we have that fib level, which is holding the price, which is great. This fib level actually could hold. Here you have a trend line that is moving up, and I hope that I think it will hold the price, so I'm not expecting much more down. Your first target and the second target, first target at 22,000, and the second target at 40, around 40K, which is reasonable. The first one and the second one are reasonable and should be hit. Now, as you can see, here's a pivot point and here's a pivot point. Now let's assume, I'm not sure about that, but let's assume that was wave one, okay? From this pivot point to this one. So I'm going to draw a line in the sun here, and it's at 6.425. And I'm going to draw a line in the sun just here, which is at 10.5. So, and now we'll take my app. So I'm not sure that I can show you actually this on my phone, but I'm going to open it and put those level into my phone, okay? Because there's an Elliott wave app, and we are going to make a wave projection. So my starting wave is 6,425, and the finish wave is 10,550. And now I'm going to make a projection, and it gives me the different waves, wave targets. So for wave one, it gives me 10.5. For wave two, it gives me 8.4. So 8.462. That means we could still drop to 8,462, which is reasonable. Then it gives me for wave three, 15K. Then for wave four, it gives me 13K. For wave five, it gives me 70K. So I'm going to show you the app, and you can look at it for yourself. And then it gives me a correction of wave A, B, and C, with C going to 13K. And that's really reasonable. But the assumption is that the wave started, wave one went from this pivot point to this pivot point. If that's not correct, then my wave outlook won't be correct. And now I'm going to show you on the screen. So I think you can see that on the screen. I think you can see it. So I don't know if you can read it, but that's how the wave count is looking, as you can see. And if you look into the price, you get the different price levels up there. Okay. From wave 1 to wave 5, and then the ABC correction. So I think you can read that on screen, and I found it quite interesting. So I'm still optimistic as long as we stay above wave 2, which is at 8,462. As long as we stay above it, it is perfectly normal for a correction. Perfectly normal, and you should not be worried as long as we stay above 8.4K. Now let's move on, and here you have some fib levels. We are right now not on a fib level, but this one should hold. Here you had an indication to go long, and there's no indication to go short, according to me. So it's positive. Here we're still positive. Everything, according to the MEHA multiple, is indicating that we should be rising. I do not expect us to actually ever drop below the 5.5K, that trend line here. And I do not think that we'll drop below that moving average, which we are sitting on right now. Here we are still positive. Here we have some, well, there's a lower line and an upper line, and we tried to go above that FIB level, but we could not. And right now we are still positive, but we are sitting on the middle band. So I expect price from here to rise actually. Right now we're expecting a bounce because we were already at 8.5 and something, and now we are close to 8.7. So we are actually witnessing a bounce as I'm speaking. Here you see that level of the MEA, which should hold the price very nicely. I don't expect us to go below it, and I can put a line in the sand to show you how high it is. So that would be at 7.7K, a little higher actually, but let's say 7.8. It should be around 7.8. Here we are positive on this one, and we are positive on this one for now. There's a huge potential for the upside. Here we made new lows, a lower high and a lower low. And now we are sitting at the middle line, and well, that should be fine. It should be support, and we should then go to 12K, to the upper line, to the higher line. Here you had a perfect moment to go long, and here also a perfect opportunity to go long. Right now you're again in that price zone, which is great to go long. So if you did not go long here or here, right now is a perfect time to go long, in my opinion. We are still positive on this one. Here we had a negative indication. Here we are still positive, but if we keep dropping, we will get the dev cost. But for now, it is not. It's not happening because I expect price to move up again, and then the spread to be wider. Here we are still positive for now. Here we are also still positive, no dev cost for now. Here we are positive. Here we're still looking good, and momentum is also still looking good. We are positive on the first one, positive on the second one, and positive on the third one, which is great. We are still positive on this one. The midline should be support. We are positive on this one. First one looks positive. Second one, I could change the colors for you guys and for myself. So if I change it, I'll change it to green. And I'll change this one to red. So we're still positive on MACD, on the first MACD. Let's see if we're, I think we're positive on the second one too. Yes, we are, but I'm going to change the colors here too. So let's put it to green. And let's put this one to red. Green. So we are still positive on this one. Let's take a look at that MACD. Here, I think we went negative. So this one, in my opinion, is the red one. And this one is the green one. So let's take a look at that. Yes, here we went negative. And on the last one, we are still positive, but we had here a red flash, which is negative. If you look at stock went negative. I thought that that line would hold. Right now we are below the upper line. So I'm expecting price to pick up and to be above that line again soon. Here we are still positive, and here we are also still positive. This bearish engulfing looks very bad, but I hope that the downtrend stopped just as it did here. So I hope that this one, that was all, and that we don't get any more down movement from here on. We are still positive on this one. We still are below that stop and reverse point. I hope that one day we'll manage to go above them. The fractal is still negative, and I should reload because I don't have, this is not the right price. So let's reload that page. Because it's not updated. So let's reload it. It won't change anything regarding the indicator, but still, since it's not the real price, let's reload. So I would like that to get a bullish indicator regarding fractal on that chart, but for now it's not happening. Here we are positive on the first one. I can change the color because I don't like it when you don't see it. So let's make it more visible. Let's take a white color and make it thick. So here we are still positive. We are positive on this one. We are looking good on that one, OBV, RSI. We are looking good on this one. Same thing goes here, the changed color, make it more visible. We are looking good on percentage R. So we dropped a lot, which is not bad, because from here then we can move up again. Right now we are sitting at a level in the middle, which to me it's a level where we should pick up. If we go lower, it is bearish. If we go higher, it will be positive, but that level should actually hold. We are negative on the first one. We are positive on the second one. The third one, I have to zoom in to tell you, we went negative. And the last one is still positive. We are positive here. We are positive on the first one. We are still negative on the second one. We are positive on the third. The fourth one went negative, and the last one is still positive. I have to update this chart because the price is not the correct one. So let's update. And see how it looks. It should not change a lot, but still, let's look at the last price chart level. So we are still looking not bad here because we are above all that support, which is great. We are looking good on RSI. I hope that price will pick up because we are in the middle, and the middle is actually a level, as you can see here. Let's put a line into it. That's the line that normally holds in a bull market. So let's see if we are above it or below it right now. So right now we are actually below it, which is not that good. I hope that we will be above it very soon and hold that level just as we did here. So now we are actually a little too low in my opinion. And I hope we will correct soon. Here we're negative and here we're still positive. First one is now probably negative. Here I have to take a closer look into the chart to tell you. because I don't see the lines I don't see the lines in a perfect manner. So I expect this one to be the red one. I expect this one to be the green one. And let's put this one in white. And if that's the case, we were positive here with negative. And right now I must give it a flat here. Here we have to change the color. On that ADX, I have to put the red one up here. And I have to put the green one down here. So this was positive, here went negative, and now we're still positive. And on the last one, we went negative right now. So let's move on. We are positive on the first one, we are still negative here. I would really like to see this one go positive, because once it does, we should stay positive for a very long period of time, and then have a nice bull market. Here we are still negative, and on the last one, I would give it a flat. I can zoom in to see if I get more detail. Well, we are slightly positive, but very slightly. And we are still positive on the first one. The second one is, there's not the positive indication that I want to see. We are positive on the first one, positive on the second one. This one is picking up, volatility is picking up. And we are not positive anymore on the last one, in my opinion, but let's zoom in. Yes, we are not anymore. And this one is a rupee, which is not looking good. Here we are, hard to say. I can zoom in and take a closer look. We are sitting on the line, so I would still give it a positive, but we are on the line right now. Here we are positive. Here we are positive, and on the last one we are positive. And have a huge space to move up. Now I can't see anything because it's not loading. The only thing I can do is reload my chart. But in order to do this, I have to save it first. And now I can try to reload and see if it fixes the issue. Let's see what it does when I'm reloading. Oh, unfortunately, we went just negative on this one. We are negative on the second one too, and we are still positive, or maybe. Yes, we are still positive on the last one. So that's a pity, because I like this one to be positive and I like it to stay positive. Unfortunately, it did not. First one is worrisome. We are here we are in the middle, distant from moving average. Here we are on the middle line too, but still positive. Here I would give it a positive because it seems to be rising and it's above the line. And so let's see if it stays like this. But it looks like if we get left cross very soon, we are still positive on this one, but we will also get a left cross very soon. Here we dropped, which is not bad because that gives us a lot of room to move up. We are positive on the first one. Here I have to zoom in, but I think we are still positive, but very slightly. We are positive on that one, and we went negative on the last one. I think so. One more chart that I have to reload. Reloading takes me a lot of time and makes my TA longer than it should be. but there's nothing that I can do against that. So we are positive on the first one, positive on the second one, and positive on the third one. Let's move on. We are negative on the first one, we're positive on the second one, negative on the third one, and I would give it a positive for the last one. Here we are positive for this one, positive for this one, positive for this one, positive for this one, and positive for this one. They are all still positive. The guns are red, so that's still negative. But you have an upper line which is positive. You are still negative here, but it's looking better, which is positive. And the last one is positive in my opinion. Here we are negative, and I don't like that this indicator went negative at all, because in a bull market it doesn't go negative. So it went positive during my last intervention, I think. And unfortunately, it did not hold and it went negative again. But it was positive during the last intervention. So if we break all-time highs here if we go above 10K, we should be positive again on that indicator. Here we're still positive. Here we are in the cloud and tested the lower level right now. Let's hope that it holds. Here we are sitting on that level, and let's hope that it holds too. I would like you to test the upper levels. Here I have no indication to go long. This one is positive. As you can see, most people are long, extremely long. So people are bullish. The market is bullish. The market is expecting higher prices. Here we are positive, in my opinion. I don't think that level will ever be taken out, because they normally are not in a bull market. As you can see, the red ones never get taken out. This one does not get taken out. This one did not get taken out. This one, and this one did not get taken out. So I do not expect the current one to be taken out, this one. So I give it a positive. Here we are sitting on that level, and we could hit it and then it would go negative, but for now I think it's still positive. I'm not sure, but I think. Here we are still positive for now, which is great. Here we are positive, which is great. Here we are, there's no gap. Here we are still positive in my opinion. Here we are positive too. Here we are positive, which is great. Here we are positive on the first one. The second one went negative. The third one is positive. The fourth one is negative. And the last one is positive in my opinion. Here we did get now 2 sell signals. Let's hope we don't get a third one. Here we are still positive on this one. We are positive on the second one too. We went back in the cloud, which is a pity, but that's how it is. I hope that we manage to get above it very soon and then start rising. That trend line, we are now under that trend line. I hope that we can manage to close above it, which would be nice. This trend line should hold the lower trend line. We are sitting on this trend line, and for now it's holding, which is nice. Here we are positive, and I'm not sure that it's a Bollinger Band. No, those are trend lines, but they are now moving up, which is nice. Here we are looking good. Here we are positive. Here we are positive. Here we are positive. This one looks okay. This one looks okay too. This one is positive. We're in the middle. I hope that we manage to pick up and touch the upper line soon. But now it's looking good, positive. Here we are positive. We are positive on this one too, and we are positive on this one too. This one should give us a depth cost if price does not pick up from here on. Here we are positive, still positive. Here we are also looking still positive. Here we went again in the cloud, which is a pity because we were above it and rising, which was very nice. This is not the updated price. I should update it. And here we went the negative. Well, when we go negative like this, in a bull market, it's a great buying opportunity, according to that indicator. Let's just reload this because here's 5.5K and we are already no, I mean it's 8.5K and we are already 8.7. So let's reload that one. Thank you, TradingView. Come on, give me the chart. It went positive again, which is great. So that's nice to see. Oh, now it's negative again. So jumping between positive and negative right now. And let's move on. Here we're still positive. Here we are, it's hard to say, but I think we are still positive on the first one. If we are below that line, it's negative, but I would still give it a positive. We're sitting on it. We're positive on the second one, and we are not looking bad on the last one. Here we are breaking the middle line, but right now I would give it still a positive. But if we break it, it would be negative. And on the second one, we are positive. Here we are positive. We are still positive on this one, but starting to break the moving averages or trend lines, whatever they are. Here we're positive on the first one. We are positive on the second one. This one is, well, it's not looking that good anymore. But it did not give us overbought signal. So we have to see what happens. This indicator is good for giving buy signals and sell signals when we are overbought like here. But we did not get a sell signal right now. And here we are positive on the second one. We are positive on the first one. We are still positive on this one, but if we still keep dropping, we will be negative, and we are positive on the last one. Here we are still looking good, so it's positive to me. Now crypto fear index is not showing up. Let's reload and see if I can show you that. It's taking a long time to reload the page. Fiber optic, so it should be fast, but it is what it is. So we are in fear mode right now, but the market is positive. So people are much more long than short. And that was my special offer, which I recommend to you if you need some coaching for around 6 months. So then take the discount offer. If you only need some help doing 1 hour, then take my normal one-on-one coaching. Okay, that was all. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye. Don't forget to like my video. It's always nice if you do. For the liking stuff, I have an app that, an extension that auto-likes all the videos I watch, and I recommend it to you too if you don't have it installed. Install it, it's nice. I don't have the name in my head, but if you I think if you search only on Chrome extension auto-like, you will find it. Okay, and that was all. Bye-bye. See you next time.